I'm talking to you what I've simply entitled, The Rich Also Cry. Wow. I'm telling you, the rich also cry. You will think that it's only poor people that have problems. But I tell you, when you become rich, you will know that the rich also cry. So I want to use this broadcast to help you as you are journeying in the place of wealth creation to know how that the rich also cry. There are some money problems of rich people that you need to begin to prepare for as you move to the wealthy place. And for those that are already wealthy, it will help you to know you are not alone. We are so many in that field that are facing the same problem, and you can know how to navigate it by virtue of the things that will be shared on this broadcast. So, the rich also cry after this time out. One thing for you to do everything you can to become rich, but when you become rich, it's another thing to be able to maintain that riches. A lot of people have found themselves changed by money, changed by riches. They got to that place where they became rich and wealthy, and they didn't like who they were anymore because they've suddenly realized that in the course of journeying to become wealthy, they have had to do a lot of stuff that made them to become something else and someone else. Well, today I want to focus on the money problem of the rich. What makes the rich to cry is their money problem. And there are 7 money problems of rich people that you need to know that will help you to know how to navigate your way even when it comes to the issue of money. The first money problem of the rich is what I call too much money. Having too much money. You say, what? How can too much money be a problem? Too much of everything is bad, though. I'm telling you, too much of everything is bad. When you hear the way some people spend money and what they do with money, you will know that these people have a problem. Why? It shows you that something has happened upstairs. Too much money. Haven't you heard of people doing weddings for their cats, doing birthday for their dog? Yes. Do you think those people are normal? That is a money problem. When you have too much money, it's a problem. So when somebody now says, oh, my cat is 1 year old today, I'm going to be celebrating my cat, and then they want to celebrate a cat and they are spending $1 million, £1 million to do birthday for cats. You know that those people, I lost my dog. I lost my dog. We're going to have to do a funeral for the dog. I went to the U.S. sometime. I think it was in Arkansas. I think it was in Arkansas. And then they were taking us, where my wife and I were just going around. And then they took us to a burial ground for animals. Yes, in Arkansas. And, the guy was just telling me, this burial ground for animal. I'm telling you, for dogs and cats. And if you know how much people spend buying and doing burial. So when we talk about money problem, too much money can be a problem. When somebody is buying a pen, biro, pen to write, and you are buying it for maybe £7,000 or £20,000, you are not normal. You are not, because is it not to write? You may say, what's wrong with me? But that is because you have so much money that you can spend money on some ridiculous things that doesn't make sense. So that is part of the problem of rich people. So if you are listening to me right now, don't think that everybody is poor. There are people that what you need for the whole of your life is what they will spend one day. There are people that just go, I know of people, I can tell you stories of, you go online, just go online and Google all these things. You will see all kinds of ridiculous things that people do with money. And you will know without doubt that these guys, they have a problem. They have a problem. So, number one problem of the rich is too much money. Number two, the second problem of the rich is the need to keep their money safe and invested. I'm telling you, if you study very well, one of the major things that rich people spend their money on is what? Is insurance. Life insurance, car insurance, fire insurance, this insurance, that insurance. Why? They are afraid. They don't want to lose the money. So one of the major problems of rich people is how to save their money, how to save their money, how to invest their money, and how to keep their money safe. That is a major problem. Listen and listen well. A poor man does not need security guard. A poor man does not need any form of security. What are they coming to steal in your life? Ask yourself. You live in a tenement building, maybe just one room, no furniture, nothing. and you put just the foam on the floor, and you don't even have anything to use in cooking, you have only 2 shirts and 1 shoe, what are they coming to steal? That you are looking for security men at your doorpost. So that tells you that one of the challenges of the rich, one of the problems of the rich is what? Is how to keep their money safe. They are looking for where to invest their money so that it will not be lost. They are looking for where to save their money so that it will be safe. They are looking for how to secure their money from people that want to steal it. They are looking for how to secure their life, secure their wife, secure their children. Haven't you seen rich people? They are bodyguard. Wife has bodyguard. They have 4 children. Each child has a bodyguard. They are insuring leg, insuring body, insuring... It's money problem. Will a poor man be thinking of insuring leg, insuring hand? Wait, what are you insuring? When you see a poor man, they will tell you, God is my insurance. Why? Because they know that there is no money to insure anything. Which property do they even have that they want to insure? So it's very, very important for you as you are journeying to the place of riches, know very well, the rich also cry. So that you will not be wondering when you see somebody paying an insurance, paying an accountant, paying this, how can you pay them so much money? It's part of the problem of the rich people. In my house right now, I have security 24/7. I'm paying. I've been paying for over 10 years now. So whether you like it or not, those guys have to collect money. It's because of my level. It's because of, if I'm not a rich man, why will I be paying somebody money? You take 2 during the day, 2 during the night, and they are there rotating for over 10 years now. I'm paying salary just for people to stay at the gates. A man that does not have a house, does he have a gate to be able to put somebody there? So rich people also have their own headache. If you know how much I spend every month, that's what some people spend in a whole year. But why? It's levels. Because you have to protect this one, secure this one, insure that one, insure this one. That is part of the challenges of the rich. Number 3, not knowing if people love them or their money. That's another challenge of rich people. Personally, I've discovered that everybody cannot be your friend. You don't need everybody in your life. As a matter of fact, I have different lists of people in my heart and in my life. Because there are some people that will never call you to find out how you are doing. They will never call you to find out how your family is doing. Christmas will come, they will never call you. Your birthday will come, they will never call you. They will never do nothing. They don't even care whether you exist. But once they have a problem, you are the first person they will call. That's when they will know that you exist. That's when they will start calling you. And I know people like that. And I'm not very generous with the way I treat such people. Once they start calling me, I say, hello, I just need your help. And then I say, sorry, I can't help you. I say, I can't help you. When last did you call me? As you are calling me now, do you know where I am? Do you know whether I'm on the bed of affliction? Do you know whether I'm in the hospital? It will not be your portion. It's a lie. You don't care. You don't care. So do you know whether as you are calling me now, I'm answering you from prison? You don't know, but you are calling me now for money. That shows you. So when people call you, you don't even know who loves you. You don't know who does not love you because everybody's around you. Because they know you have something you can give to help them. So one of the problems of rich people is you don't know who loves you for you and you don't know who loves you for your money. So you have to be very, very, intuitive. You have to be very, very discerning. You have to be very, very sensitive to be able to know. And you have to put people on test. You test them with different things to know whether they are really there for you or for what they can get from you. And that's a major problem. Poor people, everybody is your friend. Hey, my friend, my party, hey, girlfriend. Everybody's there because you are all poor. So everybody's friend. But the day money flows, that's why you will know who are your real friends. And it's difficult for rich people to do. That's why you find that rich people don't have too many friends. They stick with the same set of people that they are sure of, especially people that have been there when they didn't have anything. So when they become something, they hold on to the same set of people so that they'll be sure of who they have around them. Problems of the rich. Number 1, having too much money. Number 2, they need to keep their money safe and keep their money invested. Number 3, not knowing if people love them for themselves or for their money. Number 4, the 4th money problem of the rich is their need for smarter financial advisors. The need for smarter financial advisors. Listen and listen well. Rich people have a major challenge. Because for you to become rich, you must have gained financial intelligence. You must have been able to develop yourself in the area of wealth creation. And then you probably know so much about money and wealth creation. So now you are rich. Who is going to advise you? Now you are rich. Who is going to be there to speak into your life to be able to guide you to the next level? That's a major problem of rich people. You look all around, everybody seems to know nothing. Why? Because almost everything they know, you already know. You see, in life, you have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. You have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. But in order to do that, to learn, unlearn, and relearn, you need to have people around you that can help you do that. And for you to continue to grow your wealth and to be able to maintain and perpetuate your wealth, you need sound financial advice. And that's one challenge that rich people have. You have limited people that can advise you, because how can somebody that doesn't have money advise you? What are they going to tell you when it does not work for them? The next challenge that the rich people face is the challenge or the problem of raising spoiled kids. Raising children that are spoiled. You see, when you raise children in an atmosphere of wealth and you don't raise them with accurate value, you're going to end up messing up the life of those children. Because they're going to grow up not knowing what lack means, not knowing what hardship means, not knowing what poverty means. And they might grow up thinking that that's the way everybody is and that's the way life is. They might grow up not knowing how to maintain the wealth that you have acquired. They might grow up not knowing how to even be able to create the wealth. They end up being wasteful. And there have been stories upon stories upon stories of how the children of rich people are not able to perpetuate their wealth. One of the things I've realized, and it's part of the focus of my next book, The Money DNA. The next book I'm writing after this one is called The Money DNA. I'm working on it right now. When it comes out, you're going to enjoy it. It's, The Journey to the First Billion. It's an amazing book. It will help you. The Journey to the First Billion, The Money DNA. Amazing book. The information is just, and one of the things I shared in that book is on generational wealth, succession planning, how to perpetuate wealth from generation to generation. You see, the first generation is always a generating generation. The challenge is that the second generation is a maintenance generation, and then the third generation is an entitlement generation. And that's why you find out that it is very difficult for wealth to go beyond the second, third, fourth generation. Look all over the world. Do a research of how many families on earth have been able to perpetuate wealth for generations. In order to do that, there are some things that has to be in place that will be in my new book that is coming out, the Money DNA. Now, listen and listen well. Raising spoiled kids is a major issue for rich people, because if you raise your children in an atmosphere of riches and wealth, and you don't deliberately instill proper values and virtue in them, it's going to cause an headache for you. And we have a lot of people that are very rich and their children are on drugs. Their children are messing up from one nightclub to the other. Their children are, they are rapists. Their children are robbers. Their children are terrible children. And it's causing pain for them, because now they are rich, but they are crying because their children are raping people and just messing up their life. There's a story of a young guy, a young boy that was going, 8-year-old, I think it was just an 8-year-old boy in a school, and they were supposed to be going on an excursion from Nigeria to South Africa for 8 days. The excursion has been paid for, feeding, everything has been paid for. But guess what? This man gave an 8-year-old boy $4,000 cash and said, "Oh, this money in case you need to buy anything." What nonsense is that? 8-year-old boy going for 8 days excursion. You have already paid for ticket, feeding, everything is already covered. What does he need $4,000 for? That's part of the problem of rich people. When you have too much money, some people don't think straight anymore. $4,000 to do what? So at the end of the day, the guy is going around with $4,000. He doesn't know what to do. He gets to South Africa. He begins to do all kinds of funny stuff because he doesn't know what to. He can't just keep the money. They say do whatever you want to do with it. So he gets there and he's doing whatever he wants to do with it. There's also the story of a young boy in a school somewhere here in Nigeria, in my country. Yeah, somewhere here. And then the driver got to the school to pick up the guy. And this boy says he's not going. And he told the driver, "You came with the wrong car." I'm telling you. He told the driver, "I'm not entering this car. You came with the wrong car. Go home and bring the Range Rover." I want the Range Rover. And the driver said, "You can't." Do you know this guy caused traffic? The teachers came out. The head teacher came out. The guy refused to leave. He said he's not entering the car until the driver goes to bring Range Rover. Can you imagine? A boy that they should spank and give some discipline. Guess what? They called the father. "Your boy is causing trouble." I say, "Okay, Junior, enter the car." He said, "No, Daddy, I want the Range Rover." I say, "Okay, no problem. I will tell the driver to bring the Range Rover." What an irresponsible father. Even the father himself should be brought into the discipline room for some discipline. The man now told the driver to come back and come and carry the Range Rover. Now, if a small boy is already behaving like that, how do you think that boy will end up in life? That's the problem of rich people. So if you are not yet rich and you are going to be rich, begin to work on it now. So that you won't get there and say, "Oh, I want to enjoy I want to enjoy my money." No, the rich also cry. Next is estate and inheritance planning. Another major headache and problem of rich people is their estate planning, inheritance planning. How do I plan my inheritance? How do I make sure that when I'm gone, my money is safe? How do I make sure that my children and my grandchildren are taken care of? Who do I give what to? To write will is an headache for many rich people. Some of them have made mistakes. They have so many wives, so many children. They have children everywhere. Is a problem. Some of them have only boys, no girls. Some of them have only girls, no boys. Some of them, their children are not interested in the business they are doing. So they have all kinds of stuff that are challenging them, and they are confused about how to go forward. So the rich also cry because of this estate planning, inheritance tax issue is a major problem for rich people. And you have to begin to prepare for that. And finally, the rich also cry. The seventh challenge of rich people is excessive government tax. I don't know what you are going through in your own country, but in my country, Nigeria, we have multiple taxation. Rich people, do you know, it's even everywhere in London, they have what we call capital gains tax. So there is a bracket of income you get into where they can tax you as much as 40% of your income. Can you imagine? Why? Just because you are rich. It's an headache. It's part of the problem. When you are not rich, they don't collect up to that, but because it's capital gains. It's an elite tax. Let us tax the rich people so that we can take care of the poor people. We are doing, what do we call this guy again? I've forgotten his name. Robin Hood. Yes. We are doing Robin Hood accounting. So let's take from the rich to take care of the poor. Why must I suffer for the poor after all the things I'm doing for the poor? But it's part of the headache of the rich. So when you are rich, you have to face tax issues. So you need to make sure you do everything you can to avoid all these problems. So those are the headaches of the rich, because the rich also cry. When I come to the School of Money, and I'm still Olumide Emmanuel, we're wrapping up now on the rich also cry. I've showed you 7 challenges of rich people so that you will know as you are journeying to the wealthy place, and those of you that are rich, that you are not alone. The rich also cry. I want to wrap up with this true life story that I shared in the book. Just to let you know that truly the rich also cry. In 1923, a group of the world's most wealthy individuals met at the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago, USA. Collectively, these tycoons controlled more wealth than was contained in the entire United States Treasury at that time. These wealthy men represented the phases of power and success in the financial world. Let's examine history to see what happened to them over the next 27 years from 1923 when they met. Number 1, Charles Schwab. He was the president of the largest independent steel company. He lived on borrowed money in the last 5 years of his life and died as a pauper. So that means he lost his money. Number 2, Insul Samuel was the president of America's greatest utility company. He died penniless in a foreign land as a fugitive from justice. So he lost his money and also lost his freedom. Number 3 is Jesse Livermore, the greatest bear on Wall Street. He ended up committing suicide. Only God knows why. Number 4 is Leon Fraser. He was the president of the Bank of International Settlements. He also committed suicide. So the rich also cry. Number 5 is Ivor Fraser. He was the head of the world's greatest monopoly. He also committed suicide. Can you see? 3 already. Suicide. Number 6 is Otto Kutin. He was the greatest wheat speculator. He died abroad. He died insolvent, poor, broke. Number 7 was Richard Whitney. Richard Whitney was the president of New York Stock Exchange, and he was released from Alcatraz to go home and die. So he was in prison for many years. He ended up in shame. Number 8 is Albert Fall, a member of the president's cabinet. He was pardoned from prison so he could die at home. And number 9 was Howard Hobson, president of the largest gas company. He went totally insane. Only God knew why. He was totally mad, insane. Now these are all rich people. Well, you know the story of Michael Jackson, you know the story of Whitney Houston, and many other people that came into a place of riches. They had money, but they ended up having to take drugs to sleep, drugs to wake up. You know of Michael Jackson, how he died of overdose issue with his doctor, Conrad Murray, and all the stuff. You know the story. Now, but this was a guy that had so much money, but at the end of the day, he was already losing money. He didn't have enough. It's just there are just so many messy stories out there. What does that mean? It's simple. The rich also cry. So if you are money, you just want to make money, you are so greedy for money, you are so covetous about money, and you are not building the right value, you are not building the right character, you are not putting money in the proper perspective, I pray and hope that you will not end up in a very negative way, because that's not my desire for you. So